Chapter 4. Dangerous Visions. The traffic thinned out as Connie drove up into the Hollywood Hills. The grades got steeper, the curves sharper, the views more breathtaking. Some of the side roads, although paved, grew narrow as bicycle lanes. Connie loved it up there, the next best thing to living in the real mountains. Arrowhead or Big Bear. If Ken had made the choice, they would have been in one of those beach cities close to his beloved ocean and boats. But Connie had grown up in Long Beach and had no fondness for the flat, close-packed lifestyle of seaside L.A. Besides, this way, she was only a few miles from work with no freeways to worry about. Ken, who had a commercial real estate office in downtown L.A., proved a good sport about his even longer commute, as he did with most things. As Connie pulled into the driveway, Ken waved to her from the barbecue grill on the redwood deck, his blonde hair dark in the late afternoon sun. Stevie came running across the grass, her own blonde hair flying out behind her, blue eyes alive and happy. Trent toddled far behind, outdistanced from the start. "Hey, Stevie," Connie called. "Mom!" Stevie panted, clutching her in a round-the-knees bear hug. "Dad won't let me help with the fish." Connie brushed back her daughter's blonde hair. "Have you been a good girl?" Stevie nodded solemnly. "Can we go swimming after we eat?" "Not right after, but maybe we can do something else now." She handed Stevie a video game, still in its maroon plastic bag, with the High-Tech Connections keyboard logo on one side. Stevie's blue eyes widened. "Wow, Zarita, Mom, I love you!" Connie bent over to receive a quick kiss, then called to Stevie, who had almost reached the front door by now. "Don't get so wrapped up in the game, you'll forget about dinner, okay?" "Mommy, Mommy!" Trent cried, struggling towards her with one chubby arm raised in the air, the other firmly in the protective grip of Galina Marinkoff, their housekeeper. "Always he's running," Galina said, a little out of breath from the chase. "I tell him, walk to see Mama, don't run, but he runs, so?" "Thank you for keeping after him, Galina," Connie said, picking up Trent and getting covered with wet, eager kisses. "But you should be home now fixing dinner for Vladimir and Tanya." "It's no big deal to wait for you, Connie." "That's sweet, Galina." She bounced Trent in her arms. "I understand it's my fault no one's eaten yet." "This is not true. Tonight, Ken," pronouncing it with the Russian yi sound, "Ken makes his grand barbecue of the fish. Let's go see if he needs any help." The fish on the grill, New Zealand Oran Ruffy, was fragrant with fresh herbs and olive oil. Mesquite glowed in the place of charcoal. Ken looked up and smiled. "The lady of the house returns." She kissed him, wedging Trent in between them. "I'm sorry I'm late, but I see your fish isn't done anyway." "Almost." He nodded at her elegant navy blue suit. "Going to eat in that or change into something more comfortable?" "Sounds okay to me." She put down Trent. "I'll go change, then help with the salad while you finish up here, Master Chef." "There's no need," Galina announced. "The salad and mushrooms and rice, all ready." An hour after dinner, Connie and Ken sat on the redwood deck, sipping a light chablis as the light faded slowly to a dark pinkish orange. Galina had gone home. Down below, Stevie and Trent sailed a toy model pirate ship across the shallow end of the pool. A soft breeze moved over the deck, barely noticeable in the gentle afterglow of the day. "Why did Jarrow attack you?" Ken asked quietly. Connie's fingers tightened around the stem of her wineglass. The children's laughter floated up to them besides the pool, along the sound of splashing water. "I wasn't hurt. It sounds worse than it was." "I didn't ask that." Down at the pool, the pirate ship sailed the choppy waters of the shallow end. She turned to him. "Who told you?" "Jake." A frown creased her forehead. "We both share this concern for your well-being." She took a quick swallow of wine. "Now that I've answered your question, how about mine?" She lowered the wine glass. "I said something that frightened him." Oh, we gotta rewind. I think that was supposed to be Ken. "Now that I've answered your question, how about mine?" She lowered the wine glass. "I said something that frightened him. Maybe it made him mad. I think it frightened him." "What was it?" I told him he was responsible for what he had done. I wanted to get him to talk. I tried to push him, and I guess I overdid it." "He tried to kill you for something you said." "Ken, that's overstating it." "What do you think what would have happened if you'd been in that room alone with him?" She felt the fear from earlier in the day pass over her again and saw Todd Jarrow's dark, staring eyes. You know me, yes. It wasn't that simple, she said. You can't just take one action out of context. You have to understand what happened. What did happen? Ken, I don't want to keep reliving it forever. It was just something that happened, okay? I didn't get hurt. It's over now. Does it bother you to talk about it? No, it does not. She was growing irritated with him now. If it doesn't bother you, I'd like to hear about it. For the second time that day, she recounted the incident, leaving out, as she had with Jake, the part about what he had heard, the part about what she heard, what she thought she heard. Jarrow whispered to her as he stared at her with his dark eyes. You know me, yes, Contessa. You know me well. It was full evening now. The pool lights were on. The toy pirate ship cast a large and sinister-looking shadow, like the past reaching out into the present, across the pale blue cement bottom of the shallow end. What did Jake think? Ken asked. That I should forget about the case and let someone else take it over? The same thing the cops at the station think, and the same thing you think too, I'm sure. She sat down her wine glass on the side table, making it rattle. Nobody's trying to tell you what to do, Connie. No? Well, then they're sure as hell making a lot of suggestions. She hunched her bare shoulders against an evening suddenly too cool for just a tank top and shorts. Ken came over and crouched down beside her, taking one of her hands in his. Have I ever tried to run your professional life for you? She shrugged. Not really. Played backseat driver? Monday morning quarterback? She shrugged again and said nothing, staring down at the lighted pool. I didn't fall in love with you because you're beautiful. I mean, sure, that's part of it. But there's more. I love your stubborn, independent streak. The way you go after something that you want. He paused, looking at her. I still love it. No way I'd ever try to change that any more than I try to remodel a perfect house. Thanks for that flattering comparison. His eyes turned serious. You know what I mean. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. There's always some risk involved in any line of work, but this Todd Jarrow thing is an added risk. Above and beyond. It's like stacking the odds against you on purpose. She shook her head slowly. It's not just Todd Jarrow. We've had this conversation before, Ken. You could have gotten yourself killed. Stevie looked up from the pirate ship down below. Connie let out a deep breath. Like you say, there's always some risk. Ken rubbed his chin thoughtfully as he stared into the distant lights of Los Angeles, spreading out forever into the night. He turned to her. You're right. It's not just Jarrow. It's a feeling, a premonition. I don't know what it is. That's your specialty, not mine. But I know I feel it, and I know it scares the hell out of me. He squeezed her hand. Don't get me wrong, babe. I'm not wimping out on you. I don't know why, but I'm scared. I don't know why. I love you. And I'm really scared something bad's going to happen to you. Cars leaned, whining into curves on nearby Mulholland Drive. Stevie's loud, confident voice echoed out across the swimming pool. Music drifted up from one of the houses down in the canyon. Brakes squeaked suddenly on Mulholland Drive. The muscles tensed in Ken's face. She smiled at him and raised his hands to her lips. I know what I'm doing, Ken. Then you must be doing the right thing. She ran a hand through his dark blonde hair. Guess we can always sleep on it, couldn't we? He smiled up at her. Soon? Soon as we get those monsters to bed. While Ken put out the last of the dying mesquite embers in the grill, Connie walked down to the pool in her bare feet, stepping on a plastic dinosaur that one of the kids had left in the grass. Mom! Stevie pointed. Look at my pirate ship! She looked out at the water, Trent pulling on one hand, Stevie the other, and thought about Ken and his fears, about her own fears, wishing suddenly that she was very young again, with almost no past and not much sense of a future, able to lose herself completely, at least for a while, in the sailing of a toy boat. She heard the faint, hollow slapping of water against the concrete, tiny ripples kicked up by the pool's circulation system, and by Stevie splashing her hands in the water, trying to make the boat go faster. She smelled the water in the pool, heavy with chlorine, and heard the water slapping against the cement. Water against stone, dark water, slime-covered stone, dampness in the air above the water, fog in her lungs, hurried footsteps on flat stones, lights bobbing, weaving in the fog, torches. Water, darkness, light, footsteps, running, faster, voices, screaming. Al assassino! Screaming, louder. Al assassino! Gold, water, blood, plague, death. Mom! She felt Stevie's fingers digging into her wrist, saw the small face turned up to hers, blue eyes sharp with fear. You almost fell into the water, Stevie whispered. Connie? Ken came over to the edge of the redwood deck and looked down at her. You okay? It's nothing, she told herself. The water in the pool just reminded me of Long Beach. She had planned to visit her mother in Long Beach tomorrow morning, a journey she both wanted and did not want to make. But painful as some of her Long Beach memories were, they were nothing like the terrifying rush of sounds and images that had just assaulted her. Dear God, she thought, what's happening to me? Connie, Ken asked sharply, halfway down the deck. Are you okay or not? She nodded. I'm fine. But for the first time that day, she began to consider the very real possibility that she might not be fine at all. I can't believe what goes on in the next couple of chapters. This book is really, really graphic. I mean, blood. It's gonna be bad. Redwood deck. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. Love was the key to open my thighs. Okay, they have to stop saying Redwood because I'm never gonna stop singing the song. Hold on to your butts. Hey, woodchuckers, it's Groundhog Day. Redwood tree, ain't hard to see. Love was the key to open my thighs.